What's up, YouTube? It's Flames again, back at it. Another Bible reading video. Feeling pretty sick today. Don't really feel like doing this, but I mean, I'm not too sick to play my Xbox, so. And I did say I'm uploading every single day, so. I'm gonna continue reading today. Genesis 4. Yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. Now, scooch my chair. Now Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have gotten a man with the help of the Lord. And again, she bore his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, and Cain was a worker of the ground. In the course of time, Cain brought to the Lord an offering of the fruit of the ground, and Abel brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat portions. And the Lord had regard for Abel and his offering, but for Cain his offering had no regard. So Cain was very angry, and his face fell. The Lord said to Cain, Why are you angry, and why is your face fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door. Your desire is contrary to you, but you must roll over it. So basically, this is an example of jealousy. Cain is jealous of Abel because God showed him more favor with his offering back then. You know, to attest for their sins, people used to give offerings because Jesus had not yet died for our sins. So when Jesus was crucified on the cross, that was him dying for past, present, and future sin. And but before Jesus existed, they had to make sacrifices in the Old Testament. Cain spoke to Abel, his brother, and when they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. Damn! He was that mad that he killed his... That's crazy, I forgot this. And then the Lord said to Cain, Where is Abel your brother? He said, I do not know, am I my brother's keeper? And the Lord said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying to me from the ground. And now you will curse from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it shall no longer yield you its strength. You shall be a fugitive and wanderer of the earth. Cain said to the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, you have driven me today from the ground, and from your face I shall be hidden. I shall be a fugitive and wander the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me. And the Lord said to him, Not so. If anyone kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken upon him sevenfold. The Lord put a mark on Cain, lest anyone found him should attack him. Then Cain went away from the presence of the Lord and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Wow, so he murked his brother and then got cast out. That is crazy. I didn't that was kind of a crazy turn. Like I thought he was just at first, you know, just a little bit jealous, but then he just killed bro off the scrim. That's diabolical, bro. This is the original crash. This is the original crash out. Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. Wait, I'm confused on how. So Cain and Abel were born from Adam and Eve. I guess. You know, I'm curious if anybody has the answer to this. Please tell me. On how Cain has a wife. Is it his sister? I don't know. I'm a little bit confused on that. Somebody please tell me in the comments, because I don't understand. Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. When he built the city, he called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad fathered Mahalalel. Mahalalel fathered Shaul, and Shaul fathered Lamech. And Lamech took two wives. The name of one was Ada, and the name of the other Zillah. Ada bore Jabal, and he was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jubal, and he was the father of those who play in the lyre and pipe. Zillah also bore Tubal-Cain, and he was the forger of all instruments of bronze and iron. The sister of Tubal-Cain was Nemiah. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. You wives of Lamech, listen to what I have to say. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for striking me. If Cain's revenge is sevenfold, then Lamech's is 70-fold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son, and called his name Seth. So back then, like, I'm pretty sure Adam and Eve each lived, I want to say, like, either 1,000 or 1,200 years, because they didn't really have disease. Like, it wasn't really prevalent how it was back then, and people died. I don't remember what the turning point was. There was some point in biblical history where people started dying, like, at the more regular times, but since, you know, they would live, Adam and Eve lived for like 1,000 years, there was obviously, you know, great grandchildren while they were still having kids, because I guess they probably just aged a lot slower back then. Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son, called his name Seth, for he said, God has appointed for me another offspring instead of Abel, for Cain killed him. To Seth also a son was born, and he called his name Enosh. At that time people would call upon the name of the Lord. Okay, so my takeaway from this is, I mean, jealousy is a real thing. You know, people don't really want to. Some people really just can't take seeing you succeed, and this right here. You know, the original story of the original crash out in the Bible. But yeah, you know, pretty quick reading today. Maybe I'll touch back on this because I think a lot of this maybe was, like, a lot of the times in the Old Testament, like, there'll be chapters where it's just listing, like, lineage, and a lot of the times it's just, like, proof, like, this person was born to this person, this person, this person. Like, I know at one point in the Bible it goes from when Jesus was born, and it traces it all the way back to, like, Noah or Adam and Eve or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure. But they do a good amount of that in the Old Testament. And then right here it says, if Cain's revenge is sevenfold, then Lamech's is 77-fold. Yeah, so none of this, you know, would have happened if Eve would have never ate that fruit. I guess that goes true for the entire Bible, but that's where we're gonna end it off today. Quick little video. Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate it. Love y'all. Peace.